Hi, I'm Pastor John Raymond, and I'm running for state representative to help take back our schools. If you live in Pearl River, Eden Isles, and about half of Slidell, your state representative, Mary Dubuisson, has pledged to keep any mention of God and the Bible out of our schools. When asked in a recent forum if she would support an elective class that taught the historic role of the Bible in American history, just as 16 other states are already doing, Mary Dubuisson said emphatically that she would oppose any legislation that allowed any reference to God or the Bible verses in school, even from a historic perspective. Our public schools have become a laboratory for the radical liberal agenda. We need the Christian community to protect our schools from transgender bathrooms, boys competing in girls' sports, and deviant LGBTQ sex education forced on our children. Call your friends in District 90 and ask them to vote for John Raymond for state representative, because I will always put Christian principles above political correctness.
John Raymond will always put Christian principles above political correctness. Spoiler alert, he did lose that race to the woman who he said is the devil. But he does care about the schools. If you're rolling your eyes based off of what he said about what he wants to do in schools, wait till you hear about what he did do in schools. Here's some details here. Because John Raymond, who's a pastor of New Horizon Church in Slidell, has been arrested for a second time and accused of cruelty to a juvenile stemming from incidents at Lakeside Christian Academy, a kindergarten through 12th grade school that he founded and ran as headmaster. Here's this guy's mugshot. Because again, he's been arrested again. Crazy how that works. A little bit more here, because he's announcing that he's taken leave of absence as the headmaster, and he has a long history of abuse there, though. So a letter sent to parents by the school said that the leave is voluntary as these matters are being resolved. The letter said that the latest allegation stems from a matter that occurred 6 years ago. In a news release, the Slidell Police Department said that after Raymond's initial arrest last month, several witnesses, including former teachers, faculty, parents, came forward to report additional incidents, some going as far back as 2017. So this is the bad part. One involved a 4-year-old boy who would sometimes sit on the ground and kick and scream. A 4-year-old boy doing what 4-year-old boys sometimes do. Due to the boy crying and screaming, Raymond allegedly placed his hand over the boy's nose and mouth, preventing him from breathing, to the point of him going limp. A staff member told Raymond to stop, and he then observed the boy, quote, out of it and lethargic and unable to stand, is what that release also said. And in another incident, Raymond allegedly held this same boy upside down by his ankles and repeatedly whipped him on the buttocks. Then he got arrested. He had previous incidents before where he taped up kids' mouths shut, and that hurt and almost kept them from breathing as well, because Raymond is a Christian and he's also all about the schools. Sorry to squeeze you out of it, but really fast, Farron, what are your thoughts on this? Horrible.
This is a disgusting human being. I'm glad he's been arrested. I hope he gets convicted. I hope he goes away. And I hope Republicans understand those making the biggest stink about protecting the children typically turn out to be the predators themselves.
100%. That's how these things work. Look at the guy who's been pointing.